the transition between those two blocks in the day during the season, it's difficult. They get kind of hung up on like the stressors, being in a new place for the first time, some of those things that just inherently affect you, whether you like it or not.
Right.
So for a first-year student athlete, it's always a little bit more difficult for that person to perform on the field at 100%. Because usually those stressors are just going to affect your game, whether you like it or not. It's funny, Armando, like the second year for a player is where that switch usually happens, is where they're like, okay, I understand how this works now. I get it. I
feel
felt
comfortable.
this out.
Yep.
I'm more comfortable. Now all of a sudden their game increases significantly in terms of quality because they just know how to manage this part of their lives that much more effectively. It's not new anymore. It's not a big stress ball anymore. Now it's like, okay, this is how it goes. Turn the switch on. I've walked through the white lines. I've walked through the fence. I'm here on the training pitch. Boots on, ready to go.
Time to go, yep.
What do we got, coach? You know what I mean? Junior year is where you can like maximize that potential, right? Because you're comfortable now, but now you aren't struggling from the year one transition to year two. It's like, okay, this is, I feel not only comfortable, but I feel confident, right? And that transition, that switch, as you're alluding to, like just happens so much more naturally that year. And then senior year is kind of a whole nother ball game because for a lot of folks, it's their last season.
And they're already looking for maybe the next step as well, huh?
And that's kind of another stressor that sometimes even brings them back to like what they felt like maybe in year one a little bit. That's why junior year is like such a sweet spot in terms of performance for a lot of student athletes.
And can you see that difference as well in between, you know, year 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah, for sure. I can almost like, you know, map that out for somebody, right? And I kind of warn them ahead of time, like, just be ready for this. This is what it's gonna, just in general, this is what it's gonna feel like, this is what it's gonna be like.